Up, you glorious Hogwarts-infested wankers? You flamingo fart fuckers. We're back at it with another video response. I've been trying to do this video response the last couple of days, and I keep fucking up on it, so I'm like, I'll just keep redoing it until it's perfect. So basically, you got about 2 seconds to hit the back button, because it's if you don't want to listen.
Alright everybody, Terrence Pop here with another episode that is almost live from the lair. It's actually pre-recorded.
Oh no, a Terrence Pop video response. Where my feelings? If you don't want to watch me do this response, then just hit the back button. It's a video entitled Modern Women Whining on TikTok. It's because they're single and they're lonely and feel kind of sorry for them to a point, but when you make shitty mistakes in your dating life, you have no one to blame but yourself, and that is true for both genders. And I'm not trying to be that guy, but why is it that women are the only ones allowed to whine and binge on social media when they're single or they're lonely, you know? If men do it, we get told to quit being a pussy and just deal with it. That's just life. What do you want from me? Let's do a video response and crush it. Big shout out to Jesse and his girl when they stopped by. Cool fans, man. They hooked me up with a pack of smokes. Let's go.
And I'm going to be honest, gentlemen, I've been doing this red pill, MGTOW, men's rights thing since roughly 2009.
See, that's the thing. If men fight for their rights, it comes off as extremely sexist. That's what modern day feminism is. It's hypocrisy at its finest. If men try to fight for their rights, they get told that you're sexist, you're this and that. Women and men should have equality. That's just the way I look at it. I'm so sick and tired of this gender war bullshit. Dating does not have to be this fucking complicated, man. It really doesn't. Man up, get some tactical soap. You want to smell like a rock star? You gotta check out tactical soap. There's a link for it in the description box below. I no longer have coupon code KingCobra because not enough people were using it, I guess, and that's just fine. I still make a couple of cents every time you use the affiliate link. The tactical soap's the bee's knees, man. You want to smell like a woman's man, no time to talk. Why wear tactical soap? Because it makes women horny, man. And because it has no harsh chemicals. And it boosts your testosterone. It's just an all-natural soap made for men. You know, it's designed to make other men, when they smell you, they instantly respect you. And it's designed to drive women wild. It's all about the pheromones. There's a science behind it, and trust the science. That's all I gotta say on that. Does tactical soap work? You bet your sweet Asperger's it does. But if you're a douchebag to women, the soap's only going to get you so far. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. My approach to picking up chicks is just playing it cool, having a hands-off approach, and just rocking the tactical soap. So a lot of women get sick and tired of it when guys are constantly trying to get down their pants.
To check your ID though. Not just 10-year-old.
And, it's, 15, 14, 15 years now, decade and a half, and I've seen a lot of changes. And one of the things that I've actually noticed is men are waking up.
Yeah, men are waking up to the red pill truth that men are the prize. We are the providers, which makes us the prize. And if that wasn't the truth, you wouldn't have a swarm of women just losing their shit on TikTok because they can't find a man. Because there's like way too much pressure for women to get married and start a family, and there's way too much pressure on guys to go out and do it, etc., vice versa, you know. That's a mixture of Nikolai and some of this guava stuff. It is swinging with combos, man.
You like stories about serial killers? What about psychics? How about a psychic serial killer with a conscience wiping out the filth of society?
Yeah!
If you thought Dexter was a great show that went soft in its final seasons, these are the books for you. Introducing The Jericho Files, written by an old infantry grunt who has seen evil firsthand and digested it into grade A gore porn with 5-star reviews all around. Click on the link tree in the Meat Gazer box and buy your copies today on Amazon. You filthy, dirty riggers.
Speaking of books, I need to finish writing Dragon Cobra. I got a couple of things typed down, but the premises of Dragon Cobra is basically this gene-spliced snake that was created in a lab by a mad scientist, and then at some point in the story, the scientist releases those snakes into like the Amazon or some shit, and then the snakes overpopulate the world, and then kind of, so yeah, it's a scary snake story basically. I love snakes, but not a lot of people are the biggest fan of them, and that's kind of what the whole book is going for, is that fear, you know. And doing my research on snakes, I want the story to have like the story that I'm writing, fucking, what is it? I'll like combining different like traits of different snakes that I like and putting it into like one snake basically. And like descriptive and like all the traits and all the things it can do, like, you know, it sets the story, you know what I'm saying?
Now, I'm not going to take 100% credit for this, but I'm going to say I did have my hand in a decent chunk because doing it for so long. I've been, I started off with the whiteboard, with the math.
And if she don't want to sleep with you or date you, that's her loss. She's not hot enough to ride your dick. The thing you have to realize, fellas, is that woman that rejected you, any woman can provide what she has. You just got to be patient. Stop thinking with your dick. It is what it is. Women think with their clits. Men think with their dicks. And all it does is get us into trouble. Stop it. Women are so goddamn catty towards each other. It's just honestly sad. Modern day feminism has taught women to hate each other, hate themselves, and hate men, and blame men for everything while still expecting men to pay for everything. Let me know how that works out for you.
It's the small little skits. I should probably get back to doing that. To be honest, I've covered a lot of the scenarios, but this is another thing.
At its core value, feminism is a good thing. I believe that that both genders should have equality regardless if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't really matter. I think both genders deserve equality, but it should be about treat others the way you want to be treated, and respect is not given, it is earned. That is just the sad truth of it.
That's going on now is women are noticing now, and I don't know if it's social media or
women are noticing that they have an opportunity to have kids and they're being pressured to get married, and they're in their mid-30s and there's all this pressure, so they stop dating the bad boys, quote unquote. They're not bad boys, honey, they just treat you badly. Women sit there complaining about how every guy they date's an asshole. So I'm sitting here like, stop dating assholes. Pretty self-explanatory. A lot of women will make mistakes. They will friend zone the nice guy. They will, the first words out of her mouth is, I can fix him. And I'm like, if you have to fix him, then he's probably not a good suit for you. I'm not telling you how to run your dating life. I'm just giving my 2 cents. No fucking woman wants to date a man who's constantly trying to fix her. That would drive women fucking insane. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a dick. Although I can be a dick when I drink. Although I'd rather be a smart ass when I drink, so I'm going to channel my good buzz into being a smart ass. If you want to check out Redonkulous Regimen, I would suggest subscribing. I ordered a shirt from their shop. It says, I want you to beer me. Yeah. No one gives a shit about men's rights. It's all about women's rights, gay rights, black rights, everyone else's rights. But your rights, fuck you, you know? And I'm like, that's kind of unfair. Because I don't go out of more... I do not personally go out of my way to hate someone because they're gay or black or whatever. I could give a shit. You know? And it's like, I get blamed for all the nasty, negative, icky crap because guilty by association, you honky-ass white boy. And then you'll hear everyone else bitch and complain because we're sick and tired of being judged by all the assholes in our group. And I'm like, join the club.
The dating apps, or the fact
Hill Cobra called power to the people.
that the women have been brainwashed by feminism to the point of absurdity.
Oh yeah, watching angry femcells lose their shit on TikTok is seriously entertainment for days. I'm like, cool, I got something to fap to.
But men are done. I mean, they've caught on to the game. The truth is,
And that's the truth of it. A lot of men are like, if you can't find a good woman at your side, you know, it's hard to find a good woman. And it's hard to find a good man. That's just how dating works. You're not going to find your diamond in the coal mine right away, man. You know, your rose, so to speak, in a field of weeds. Now, when I was hanging out with my fans over the weekend, I could tell they were a good couple because the energy they gave off when they were with each other. If you can find that, awesome, you know. What it comes down to is dating is not that complicated. You just got to focus on, like, people who like you and, like, who will treat you right and share similar interests. You know what I'm saying? You'll click a lot easier. And fellas, you need to man up and get some tactical soap. Because women like things that smell good, and tactical soap smells good. It's a no-brainer. Don't overthink it.
not worth the squeeze. The risk is
And to a point, it depends. If you can find the right woman, then yes, it's worth the squeeze. But if you're in a sea of bullshit and toxic feminists who blame men for all their problems and then take no responsibility for their actions, let me ask the ladies this one. Would you sleep with a man who blamed women for everything and he slept with 100 chicks and he acts entitled to your vagina just because he's got a penis? You'd fucking call him a scumbag. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Come on. So, like, when modern day feminism teaches women to act like that towards men, and then they bitch and scream and moan on TikTok because they can't find a good man while they're screaming, fuck the patriarchy, we don't need a man in our life. It's like, okay, well, then you're going female MGTOW, do your thing, girl. I'm not here to judge. But when men go MGTOW, we get so much crap for it, dude. Like, no, the gender-based hypocrisy is so thick on both sides, it makes me want to fucking drink. Segway! Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's what it boils down to.
Not worth the reward. Yeah, you can meet a woman out there, date her for 2 years, marry her, which I don't recommend.
If you find the right woman and you know it's worth it, Terrence Pops has some negative experiences with women, and it shows. And, like, these women who bitch about men, they've also had negative experiences with the opposite sex. And you see this behavioral pattern amongst the human species that whenever you have a negative experience with, like, say, a certain group of people, it tends to affect your outlook on said people. And it's not fair to that group of people, but I'm just saying.
Have a couple kids.
I don't want to fuck sickos. I don't want to fucking start a family or get married until I build my clock towered Victorian Second Empire mansion. And at that point, I would make my wife sign a prenup that says if we get divorced, you're not getting the house. If I have enough money to build that masterpiece, then fucking, I'll kick her down like $500,000 and be like, fuck off with it. You know what I'm saying?
More than likely, if you follow the average.
Right now, just having a drink, working on my new album. And Spooky Sarah's been hooking me up with beats. She does amazing work with her music. And her touch to the music is a nice influence. And I'm almost done working on this other song. I want to add guitar to it, but I gotta get more guitar strings so I can add solos to it. But I like the way the song ends with the beats, because after you hear the guitar and everything, it's just piecing it together like a little musical puzzle. Just doo, 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 doo. The back cawing at the end there is a nice touch. Now, the thunderclaps you heard were recorded from an actual thunderstorm in Casper. I had a thunderstorm the other night that was really fucking loud. And I'm like, I could use that for this song, actually. Now, the bell you heard was recorded from a bell tower video as one of the sounds of the raven going, ah! And like you hear the wings flap kind of thing. It adds a sort of mystique to the end of it, yes. Now I'm just gonna add guitar to like the beat here, piecing it together one song at a time.
Averages, you're going to get, divorced inside of 10 years. And then you're going to get stuck paying child support from it.
Yeah, nobody wants to get stuck paying child support. That is the worst. Women who complain about the modern wage gap being sexist, but then they don't say a flippin' word when they're able to divorce a man, take his entire paycheck, take the entire house, make him pay for everything. Once again, men are expected to pay for everything kind of thing. This dude's like 95% of his paycheck is going towards alimony payments and such, and it's brutal, dude. It's brutal. It is brutal. I'm like, the minimum wage gap isn't sexist. It's because men are expected to pay for everything. And in the likelihood of a divorce court proceeding, who do you think is going to pay more money? Certainly not her. She pushed him out. Halle Berry's the exception to the rule, but she's an attractive female celebrity, so she can afford it. They probably did that just to give men hope, like. So, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm all for women having equal pay to men, and I'm not going to expect them to pay for everything because, if you did expect women to pay for everything, you'd be a sexist. That's just how it is. But sexism is only called out when it happens to women. Oh, shh. There's a smart mouth that comes with me drinking. Shh. Shh. Here's the thing of it. I care about women's rights because nobody gives a fuck about men's rights. Real talk. I'll drink to that. Cheers, folks. Oh, the Holy Grail. Oh, the Holy Grail. The tastiest fucking beer on the planet. Samuel Smith Organic Stout. Chocolate flavor. Brewed in jolly England. Hail to the monarchy. The tastiest beer that's been my privilege to ever grace my liver and lips and fatten up my hips. This beer is fucking phenomenal. If you can get a hold of organic chocolate stout, Samuel Smith, would highly recommend. Yeah, this is my favorite beer. Like, no bullshit. Next to like King Cobra malt liquor, anyways. Crack that open. Yeah. If you like dark beer and you like chocolate, this just straight up boom. Oh. You can get into a lot of trouble with this kind of beer. That is fucking good.
8 to 13 years. I think the average length is about a decade. That's a long time. Especially when they're taking half your check, maybe more, and that's just child support that doesn't really cover. They can go above and beyond that for medical insurance and other special needs and what have you.
And the thing of it is, YouTube, is that men also abuse their gender privilege. It's not just women doing it, both sides do it. And all it does is, and then there's way too much pressure on people to date and do it. So then, on top of the hypocrisy, you're also dealing with people who are just making it way too fucking complicated.
And then alimony. I mean, I've talked to guys who are losing 80, 90% of their check on all of the above expenses put onto them by family court. On top of that, we're in our third generation of dudes watching their fathers, grandfathers, and in some cases their great-grandfathers just get...
Well, thankfully, my great-grandparents had a pretty awesome marriage from what I could tell when I was a kid. And to this day, they're still married and still alive and kicking, which is awesome. I'm very fortunate to have as many grandparents as I do have, and I hope they all live long lives. But yes, I did watch my father go through hell as a kid when he was, when I was a kid. When he was a kid, no, well, you know what I meant. When I was a kid. When I was a kid, I watched my dad go through hell divorcing my birth mother, Laura. And instead of accepting that she had a good man at her side, she would call the cops on my dad. She tried getting DFS to take me away, and it didn't work. Because they saw I was in a safe and loving home, and that, you know, it got to the point where the cops at the time were just like, Mr. Clint Saunders, if you could get your ex to quit calling us, that'd be great. And my dad's just like, you and me both, dude. Fucking cunt.
Raked through the coals. And it just is what it is. Now, we're going to cover some TikTok videos.
It is what it is. Like, my birth mother, Laura, is mentally insane, and she's not mentally capable of raising kids. She grew up in a very, very extremist, Pentecostal, religious upbringing that probably didn't help the situation. And I honestly don't give a shit if that side of my family's religious. Like, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. It don't matter, man.
This is like shooting fish in a barrel. It's hilarious. So let's dive into this first one here. You guys are going to love this. All right, let's play this one here.
So this may be a cry for, I guess, help. I was on Hinge a few days ago, and it said, "We're out of men for you. We're just out. No more singles in your area. Please start going back through the men that you've chosen not to like, and see if you've changed your mind." I haven't.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, good for you. You haven't. Right. So, like, I like how, like, you contribute to your own problem and then complain about it. That's fucking retarded. I'm not trying to be a dick, but, like, when women flat out ignore the nice guys because, well, maybe he comes off as creepy or, in her eyes, whatever. You know, like, if an ugly chick hits on a dude, we can't scream that she's trying to rape us. We can't scream that she's a creep. And she needs to quit. You know, no means no, you know. We can't scream that at women because then we're going to be told we're shallow. And, you know, maybe she's not the prettiest, but she's got a great personality. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure she does. But women have standards too. And what it boils down to is you gotta find the partner that you two just click. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a chemistry there. Just saying. So, like, she's not gonna settle. Well, good for her. Yeah, you shouldn't have to settle. But don't call men shallow when we don't want to settle either. You know what I'm saying? Don't call men shallow when we don't want to settle either. You know, and if you got a good girl at your side, cherish that shit, because there's a lot of guys that would kill to have that. And you know, that doesn't make you a man. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest mistake society is teaching men, is that you're not a real man if you don't have a girlfriend. You're not getting pussy all the time, and like, fuck that. That puts way too much pressure on women to give out sex. And that puts way too much pressure on men to get it. And as soon as we try to get it, we get told you're a simp. If you're not getting it, you get called a faggot and an incel. And it's just like, How is it any better than slut-shaming women for giving out sex when they're being put underneath too much pressure to give it out? But, like, this chick over here, she's run out of single dudes in her area. Some fucking dating app called Hinge, because it rhymes with cringe. Because online dating is cringe. See what I did there? Your best look is just to, like, if you live in a big enough area, just shoot your shit and play it cool and wait patiently. It'll happen when it happens. To quote Rats, round and round. Love will find a way, just give it time. Round and round. How sick is that guitar solo though? You know, this woman on this video right here. It's the equivalent of watching, women I've watched in the past not giving me a chance because they thought I was creepy, or my trolls are assholes, or whatever. But then every guy they date's a piece of shit. So I'm like, figure that one out. Ow, Cobra, that stings. And that's the thing of it, is I'm more focused on building my clock tower dream house than I am on dating. I have no complaints about where I'm living at right now, to be honest with you, but, if I had my clock tower dream house, it'd be a castle to bring my goddess and my queen home to. You gotta think and dream big. And fuck what anybody thinks about you. That's how I see it. But yeah, so like chicks who will friend zone you because they think you're creepy, they don't even know you, they don't even know what you're about, they just assume because like women are being taught to hate men. It is what it is. Men are being taught to hate women and it's disgusting. This incel, femcel bullshit. This fucking chick sitting there throwing a fit because there are no single guys in her area to date. And the website's telling her that maybe all those nice guys that you friend zoned, maybe you should give them a chance. Like, I don't care if anyone dates me, that's just what it is. And it's like, if you don't want to do that, well then, that's cool, that's your choice. I'm not here to force anything, like, fuck. I don't want any fucking drama in my life. I'm sick of drama. Best fucking beer on the planet. You got a sweet tooth and you like chocolate, this is right up your alley.
I really have not changed my mind.
Good for you. Then don't bitch when you can't find a good man in your life. And a lot of women see what a good man I am because they saw the crap I put up with when dating my ex. And then Jessica realized she had a good man on her side and she fucked that up. She's going to get no closure over the breakup. And like if a woman hits you or like this and that, it doesn't get called out because then if you call it out, you get told you're a sexist and maybe you shouldn't have pissed her off. Fuck that. Women and men should not hit each other, period.
Thank you, Hinge, so much for that. So this maybe...
All right, so this is what we got going on here. This woman looks like, and she's in her mid-20s. I'd give her 28 tops. All right, she's fairly...
Oh, so Terrence Pop is a veteran, so show some fucking respect. If you don't like Terrence Pop's videos, then don't watch. Every time Cobra does a gender rant and he pulls up a Terrence Pop video, everyone just cringes. Like Cobra, shut the fuck up. And it's like, make me. No one's forcing you to watch. Well, that's real mature. Talk about being mature. When my YouTube trolls are sitting there texting me, you better respond to my text message, Cobra, or I'm gonna fuck your dead lizard. And then my response to that asshole is, I don't think your dick's big enough, bud. Seek help.
Attractive. She's a mid. I mean, she's
And that's just it. When I see moderately attractive women bitching because they can't find a good guy in their life, I'm like, well, looks are not everything. They're only half of the argument. If her personality sucks, you're going to get bored of it real quickly. Sure, the sex will be amazing. All your guys will give you shit. All your bros. Like, she's way too hot for you, dude. How the fuck are you pulling it off? And at least in my experience, the more attractive she is, you know, it's very rare to meet a chick who's like stupid hot, who also isn't high maintenance. And that's just the truth, because they know their worth on the dating scene. They know their worth on the dating scene. It's what it is. This is like when you know you're an attractive person and you know you got a worth, you know. Even if you're not attractive, you'll find your worth. You just gotta keep pushing and being a good person. Because I know my worth on the dating scene. You know how many fangirls were watching Jessica Boyle when she was dating me with jealousy? Oh, look at the ring he bought her. Oh, he's got good taste. Oh my god, fuck her. She doesn't deserve him. It's what it is.
Knocking in 5.
My YouTube fans being gracious enough to pay for her plane ticket so she could come see me and get some dick. And you think, okay, don't bite the hand that feeds. I don't know Jessica's past. I don't honestly give a shit. She had a good man on her side and she blew it, so it's not my fault.
6.5, 6.5. Probably you can gussy her up to 7, 7.5 pretty easily. Okay. And she's mentioned Hinge. And she got the message that there are no more men on Hinge and she should recycle through the ones that she's already either communicated with, banged, what have you. All right, let's just get this straight. What is going on out there with these ladies? I literally think that these women think this is going to go on forever.
It's not. Because much like men losing their ability to get hard, you will lose the ability to produce eggs. And when it happens, it is Mother Nature and genetics at its finest. It is biology saying, I don't give a fuck about your pronouns. I don't give a shit if you have them. That's your thing. And it's brutal, dude. It is fucking brutal. It's not going to go on forever. Your looks will fade. And all the dudes that won't give you a chance, all the older dudes in your area that you rejected or whatever, are going to be going after chicks in their 20s because, you know, that's how it is. It's how it is. So, like, if chicks in their 30s to 40s can't find a good dude to be with, then generally speaking, those same dudes that you're not giving a chance to are going to be like, okay, you don't want nothing to do with me, that's fine. I could take a hint. To quote Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown, back off, jack off. It's like, oh wait, that chick over there is stupid hot and 21 and old enough to drink. Alright. Hey honey, how you doing? You like guitar players? I'd rock your world. Wow. Oh, speaking of guitars, I'm really good with my fingers, if you catch my drift. You like guitar players? I want to finger your G chord. Instead of saying G spot, see what I did there? Okay, that was not appropriate, but...
already run through all of the dudes in her area.
And that's just it. Like I said earlier, no chick wants to fuck a dude who's fucked 100 chicks and he's lousy in bed and he acts entitled to vagina just because he's got a penis. Women would get sick of that shit. And then if you go to call him out on his bullshit, and if he immediately fired back with, you're just a fucking sexist because you hate men, Oh yeah, women would lose their fucking collective shit. Oh yes they would. Yes they would, YouTube.
And what are you gonna do?
It's like trying to sell a used car at new car prices. Wow.
I just shudder at the thought. Some of these ladies out there are matching with these.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm not trying to like slut shame anyone because y'all simp shame men, and I believe simp shaming is the male equivalent to slut shaming, but I didn't say that out loud. You know, like men are expected to be nice to women, and as soon as you are, you're a simp, and then like women are expected to give out sex, and as soon as they do, they're a slut. Fuck that, dude. They're just so fucking horse shit. Oh, did I say that out loud? That's the chocolate beer talking.
Dudes on these internet dating sites, meeting them.
Fuck online dating. Go out to your pub or a club, you know, or a bar, or what have you. And like, you're better off just shooting your shit at a bar or pub, what have you, because you know what you're getting into before you do it.
Banging them on the first encounter or meeting or what have you, and they're rolling through, 15 to 150 a year, depending upon their appetites and their success rates. Listen, once you go over 5, your chances of staying in a long-term relationship or a mirage drop into the high 20 percentile. You go over 10 to 15, you're in the single digits. And I'm not going to name all of the studies because I haven't put them to memory. But there's 5 or 6 out there. You can read them for yourself. You can find them on, Google or whatever search engine you want, and you can find them. So let's see if we can find another one on here. Oh, here we go.
So TikTok.
So this woman on TikTok is saying, no single men left in her area. Women will now have to share their man or stay a side chick. Fuck that shit. Honey, you don't gotta be a side chick for nobody. Fuck that. Okay, if he loves you, you're his main chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. And here's the thing of it. Like when women do this crap, when they have like side dudes, they're not willing to commit to a relationship. When women are afraid of commitment because they're afraid of getting their heart stomped on, you can't call it out because she's sexually liberated and independent. But when he does it, well, it's because men have commitment issues and they're all pigs. Fuck off. If you're in a relationship with someone, period, and you're committed, then they should be your main squeeze. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I'm the kind of guy that wants to show my girlfriend off at the bar and buy her drinks and cook her amazing food hacks. That's just what I do. One of my favorite food hacks that I've cooked on my King Cobra channel is the bacon chicken white wine Alfredo pasta video that I did when I tried my hand at a chicken Alfredo when I added bacon and I used angel hair pasta and I boiled the noodles in beer and like white wine. That recipe, yeah, that turned out so fucking good, dude.
Apparently, there.
Let me give you a pro tip. If you're gonna add wine to your chicken Alfredo, use a white wine. If you're going to add red wine to your spaghetti and meatball red sauce, red wine's for red sauce, white wine for white sauces.
There's no single men out there anymore, so we have to, single woman, we have to go share.
She contradicts herself in this video. It's hilarious.
So I was talking to a friend the other day, and I said to him, he said to me,
All right. So she's saying there's no single men and these ladies have to share. Well,
like ladies shouldn't have to share. Maybe like try dating outside of your area.
If 63 to 65% of the dudes out there are single and not looking, and only
You know why men are not looking? Because we hate being told no, and we're sick and tired of how toxic femininity is and toxic masculinity, and how like women and men get blamed for everything that ruins it. You know, stop making it about gender. Start making it about being nicer to each other. I get sick and tired of this crap where it's like, oh, blame women for everything or blame men for everything. It's enough.
30% of the ladies are single and not looking. There's a disparage there. So, yes, if you look at those numbers, the women are sharing men. There might be 2 or 3 to a Chad out there.
If you're a total Chad, then fuck you. You know what I'm saying? If you're the kind of woman that sleeps around while complaining about the Chads, you're a raging hypocrite. Wah.
He's running them through the roster, and it's kind of disgusting, but the numbers don't lie. Let's continue.
So we might have to go share now. So whether you have a man at home, you have to go share him, or you're gonna, if you're a side chick, you can forever be a side chick. I'm really offended by that because I am single and I would love to have somebody back for myself. I'm not willing to share anybody or really.
Okay, so you're not willing to share with anybody, but you're saying that women don't know how to be a side chick. Like what? Insert the the noise that like old Apple computers make when they boot up.
To be a side chick forever if I am one.
Did you hear what she said? I don't want to be a side chick forever. Meaning,
You shouldn't have to be a side chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that complicated, dude. I get a solid girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, I'll DoorDash some good food, cuddle on the couch, or play video games. I'm content. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, hey, you want to watch a movie? Pop a DVD into my PS3 because I'm a redneck like that. Fuck it. You know? Like, I make a pretty good prosciutto sandwich, in my opinion. I'll take some, like, sweetheart bread and I'll toast it. Both sides get, like, olive oil infused mayo. One half gets, like, 2 packets of prosciutto, a little bit of bacon, some red onions, some freshly sliced mozzarella. And then the other half gets the magical combination of seasoning, garlic, salt, onion powder, black pepper, and a little bit of cilantro. It's not too expensive to make. I like to use thick cut bacon when I add it to it, but it makes for a damn good sandwich in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You know, I'm the kind of guy that likes to cook for his woman, you know, that's just me, you know.
if she's willing to entertain that position, you heard it right from her own mouth.
Yeah, you can't sit there and complain about dating and why you're fucking single and can't find a good man if you're entertaining that position. This is just like women who bitch because every guy they date just uses them for sex. Let me ask you this. If your dog crapped on the carpet, would you give them a biscuit and encourage it and then bitch because they won't stop shitting on the carpet? This is the problem with women and dating is that they think they can change the asshole and they can't. And they reward his bad behavior with good sex, thinking they can use that to control him and weaponize it against him, and it doesn't work. All you're doing is teaching him he can treat women like shit and still get laid. And then reaffirming this negative stereotype that women want assholes. Something to think about. Because realistically, I'm not going to fuck a woman who treats me like shit. I'm like, no, dude, if I'm giving you 110% of the relationship and you only give me like maybe 50%, I'm like, fuck you. And I'm like, you know, I'm glad I broke up with Jessica Boyle because she's so fucking toxic, dude. I feel sorry for her. She's got mental problems, and she treats her elderly parents like crap. And I'm like, I would never treat my parents the way Jessica Boyle treats hers. I love my stepmom and my dad. And when I see the way she treats her parents, it makes me sick to my stomach, dude. Knowing that her parents are in their fucking 70s. And they just want to chill. They're like, ugh. So you're gonna bitch about the problem that you contribute to. Oh my fucking god, this chick on this TikTok. These videos get better and better. By the end of the video, you're gonna be going, wow, dude.
Okay, let's continue. This is getting kind of glorious.
So, you know, it stemmed from one of my videos. The video I posted introducing myself to TikTok, and I had so many
Hell Cobra Code, power to the people.
views and so many single men.
It's a Cobra Cult salute. It's a giant fuck you to the Nazi salute because we're stronger in numbers.
So I even said to him then, you're telling me that all these men that commented, every one of them is taken? So he said, yeah, there's no single man, so woman has to go.
Again, if the men in your area are taken, honey, then go outside of your area and try it. If that doesn't work, then don't stress it. We're all going to die alone. It doesn't matter if you have somebody or not. You either die before your other half does, and your other half forgets, and it's really fucking sad to watch. I witnessed that with some of my older relatives. And when she would ask about it, you have to patiently remind her that he died, remember? And it's just like, Jesus Christ. It's fucking sad, dude. And then, you know, or you die alone with no one in your life to miss or wonder if they're still around, kind of thing. Once you realize that you're going to die alone regardless if you have somebody or not, it doesn't make that much of a difference. All of a sudden you realize that life is too short to worry about getting rejected or not having a boo thing, you know.
Sure, no. So the wives.
All right, there are single men out there. There's just not the single men that the ladies want because of their preferences.
Yeah! Jennifer Aniston, ooh, and Courtney Cox. Oh, so hot. Let's pretend that's not true. Yeah. It's like, so like women getting mad at men and men getting mad at women because both sides have preferences. I believe we call that hypocrisy.
Pretend that's not true. Yeah.
They have a laundry list.
Oh my god. The chicks from the Friends sitcom are so hot.
It is absolutely hilarious. The top of the list are 6 feet tall, 6-pack abs, packing a minimum of a 6-inch adjustment stick, and 6-figure income.
That's the thing of it. When chicks crave a man who's like got a 6-pack abs, and he's like super buffed, and he's got a huge cock, and he makes a lot of money, you know. No one's gonna call her shallow. But if you reject a chick because her boobs or her ass aren't big enough, you're a piece of shit. You're body shaming. Wow. I'm reminded of the episode of South Park when Wendy Testerberger loses her shit because Butters has a picture of Kim Kardashian in his locker, and she starts going off on him, and I'm like, yeah, but women are just as shallow as men, so what's your point? I'm all about gender equality on my channel. Like,
all of the 6s. Now this lady here,
sex.
she's mid. tops 5.
And that doesn't matter, no offense to Terrence Pop, but mid-attractive women can pull dick if they want to. All they gotta do is show up and say yes. If the dude thinks you're cute, he'll fuck you. It's what it is. Like, women are the gatekeepers to sex, so when they bitch because they can't find a man, I'm sitting there laughing at it hysterically. I'm like, well, all men want is sex according to you, but then when you assume our gender-based stereotypes and we assume yours, we're the pigs. That's a bit unfair. And I'm sure a lot of women and men are just sick and tired of, like, the opposite sex assuming stereotypes of the genders based off of all the toxic culture surrounding social media and dating. But I didn't say that out loud.
I give her a 4. She's a little roomy. You can see it. And
like, mid-attractive guys have to pull some shit, you know.
What has happened to the world where we have fat and roomy women being so picky? It's not going to end well in the end for them.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, shallow fucking men and, like, unattractive women fucking, just both sides being shallow. It's not going to end well. You know, there are plenty of women who will reject you because you're not Joe Six-Pack Abs. But the second you reject her because her ass ain't big enough or her tits ain't big enough, you're a fucking piece of shit. And how dare you? And those are unrealistic expectations. You know, if a dude sees a chick he wants to fuck really badly and she's not into him because he's too fat, he's told to fucking work out. You know, fuck that. It's only body shaming when it happens to chicks. That's a healthy lesson to learn in life, and unfortunately, because women are overly sexualized in our society, and because they are the gatekeepers to sex, it's just how it is. But that doesn't stop women from, like, weaponizing that against society to fit their benefits. And then modern day feminism teaches women it's okay to be a complete cunt and accept no responsibility for your actions. What it boils down to is treat others the way you want to be treated.
Let's continue.
The home have to be okay with sharing their man, and the other woman them have to be side chick and okay with that. So I want you guys, all the wives, tell me if you're okay sharing your man, because man short, there's no single man out there, and these and side chicks, are you okay being a side chick forever? And I want the men in the comments and let me know if you're single, because I am single. I'm ready to mingle and I don't want to be sharing. So
You don't want to be sharing. That's what she said. I don't want to be sharing. But then she's saying she don't want to be sharing no man of hers. But then at the same time, her bio, the thing on her screen for her video says, no single men left. Women will now have to share their man. But she don't want to be sharing. Then stop spreading fucking toxic femcel lies because you're mad because you're single. That's all I'm saying.
open and praying that there's somebody out there for me, and not.
I'm going to give you a piece of advice, sweetheart. You're worried because you want to find someone out there for you. Stop worrying about it. Life is too short to worry about if you find someone or not. This is how dating controls us emotionally. Society puts way too much pressure on women and men to fucking do it and get married and start a family. And it's been like this because that's how we've survived as a species. You know, it's called evolution, but now that we live in a modern time where there's way too many people on this planet, no offense to anyone, it's not going to hurt anyone if you know what I'm saying? Like, we got this.
Somebody for me and somebody else. So chime in, share this video, like this.
All right. So let's just be honest. This woman here, I don't really foresee a positive outcome because
I foresee a positive outcome of drinking this beer. Seriously, you guys, Samuel Smith Organic Chocolate Stout is the best tasting beer. It tastes like chocolate, and they get you drunk. You got a sweet tooth and you like chocolate, this is definitely the beer, dude. And the fact that it's made in England makes it even cooler.
The single
It's the kind of beer Willy Wonka would drink after a hard day of bossing around Oompa Loompas.
men, the women like this are not looking for women like this. She looks like she's roughly 27 to 30 ish. I wouldn't put her.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Not trying to be a dick or contradict anyone, but you know, these chicks who feel like they're not the most attractive. You find you a guy who's never had a girlfriend and really wants one, you know, and if he's raised right and knows how to treat the ladies, he'll be perfect for you, you know. It is what it is. Like, there are plenty of dudes out there, like, if some, like, 45-year-old dude walked up and he had, like, a beer gut and more hair on his stomach than he did on his head, sitting there picking Cheetos crumbs out of his belly button, walking up to a bunch of hot college chicks with his beady little fucking eyes, sweat pouring out of him like, ugh. If you were a Twinkie, I'd eat you. You want to come back to my mom's basement and play duck hunt? I can heat up some pizza rolls. Every chick's going, ugh. I'm like, oh, what? Where's the argument? Maybe he's got a great personality. Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe you don't know what he's all about.
Over 31, but at 27, she's probably waking up to the fact that the men in her age bracket, 29 to 33, are looking at women who are 21 to 25 tops.
That's what it is. If you're a woman or you're a dude and you cannot get a chick in your age bracket, shoot for 21 and up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, and I generally feel bad for these people. Like, if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, approaching 40, and you haven't found somebody, and society's dogging on you because you don't got no one to fuck, and they're putting all this pressure on you to have a relationship kind of thing, you know.
And she's aged out, and she's probably destroyed the the scale, shall we say. Let's see what we got next here.
As a single woman, I'm getting a little worried when I scroll on this app that like all of the good single men, 30-year-olds and up.
Oh, here we go. So here's another chick on TikTok whining because she's single. Never mind the fact that there's war and conflict all over the world. You know, you want to complain about your first world problems like a typical white chick. SOS, where are all the good men single 30 plus? And it's like, you're dumb. They're out there, you just gotta look for them, you know? Don't fall for the first asshole who gives you a compliment. And this can be true for men too. Don't fall for the first bitch who gives you a little bit of pussy. Because women have learned to weaponize sex against men, and men have learned to weaponize compliments against women kind of thing. And you should do it because you find them attractive, not because you want sex or you want someone to provide for you, because you're genuine and sincere about it. George Scare on TikTok here. Where have all the good men gone? Oh, honey. I got a theme song for these chicks. And I may have to play a couple seconds of it. No copyright infringement intended. I'm like, well, let me ask you this. You spend your entire life chasing people that are bad for you on the dating scene, thinking you can change them, and when it doesn't work, then you complain about your outcome. You're fucking stupid. Here's this chick's theme song, Bonnie Taylor's I Need a Hero. She's like, where have all the good men in their 30 plus is gone, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, as long as you ain't a sicko, outside of that, age is only a state of mind. There are plenty of good dudes out there. And like, you feel hopeless and trapped because you can't find someone. And like, shut the fuck up with your femcel bullshit. Yeah, I want to play it just to prove a point. Because the drums in this fucking song are sick. All these women bitching because they can't find a good man. I'm like, here's your theme song. All the women bitching because they can't find a good man in their life. I got your theme song on point, ladies. Where've all the good men gone? Where? Classic music never goes out of style, man. You friend zone every guy that's good to you because he's perfect and you gotta change a fucking thing. If the first words out of your fucking mouth is, I can change him. Wrong! If you have to change him, then he's not perfect for you, honey. Because no woman wants to date a man who's constantly trying to change her. That's just a goddamn fact. You'd be surprised, for cheap vodka, Nikolai is incredibly smooth. Oh, it smells like addiction. Yeah. Got some liquid death cherry. Let's just throw that in there with the agave fucking... Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to get up. I'm in the middle of the video response. Mix whatever I have on hand. Let's see how it tastes. Hello. Tastes so... Holy shit, that burns. Yeah, the Gavat Jumex Hards with the liquid death cherry and a little bit of Nikolai. That'll do. And what Bonnie Taylor is singing about is what chicks want in a man. You listen to it and you feel her cry for desperation. It's the cry of these angry femcels on TikTok. Where are all the good men gone? Where are all the guns? Where's the street fighter? Please provide rising on. Isn't there a white light upon the fire street? When you learn how to like understand how women think, and you can drive them wild and make them crave your touch without being a complete simp. Because I get it, you want chicks to touch you, but like you gotta learn psychology and like when you drive a woman so crazy she craves your touch and she doesn't even know you.
Or near that range. They are, if they're single, they're staying inside and doing exactly what I would want to do, which is like big.
All right. So she's complaining about it. Got it. white woman, fairly attractive. I'd give her 6-ish. She's a little.
And like, women rate men on their looks all the time, but men are shallow when they do it. I'm like, how is that fucking fair? It's not, you know. Treat others the way you want to be treated, man. That's all I'm saying.
A little roomy in the body, but I like them that way, so I really can't judge.
Oh, yeah. So you want to sit there and call Terrence Papa Pig. He's like, you know. He likes him a little roomy. Nothing wrong with that.
Like big butts and I cannot lie. But again, she's 25 to 28 years of age. Been ran through for the most part. I mean, this is just my opinion. But if you're going to go through, compare her to other women in that age bracket, she's probably north of 5 bodies. Yeah, it is.
And the thing of it is like, attractive women do not have a hard time getting dick. Because every guy wants to fuck them. And then eventually when they run through the cock carousel and have more bodies to their account than Ted Bundy, then, you know, fuck serial killers. You know what I'm saying? Most guys are going to be like, what makes you so special? Every guy's had a turn. Wow, that's mean.
What it is, and she's starting to feel the pinch now. Let's continue.
And if you're an entitled psycho bitch, and you know what? A lot of guys are willing to sacrifice look points for companionship. It's just what it is. That was the attitude. That was the attitude I tried to have towards my last girlfriend. Like, okay, I know she's not the prettiest, but you haven't had a girlfriend in 6 years. Crackers could complain, but when I found out how mentally insufferable she is, I'm like, no, you know what? No amount of good pussy is worth the headache that Jessica Boyle brings. No, thank you. That being said, it doesn't matter how attractive you are as a woman, your looks will fade. And nothing wrong with that. It's just part of getting older. You know, looks are not everything. It's about a healthy balance of personality. Because, like, I can appreciate a conventionally attractive woman, yes, because I am a bloke. What can I say? But if I go to have a conversation with her and it's like, duh, you know, it's like, no, I don't. I can appreciate, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? I can appreciate intellectual beauty as much as I appreciate physical looks, is what I'm driving at.
The show and like order and takeout. Like, why when I'm scrolling, I'm seeing all these like cute.
So you're mad. Oh yeah, she's mad. Who lit the fuse on her tampon?
Men who look like they have their head on their shoulders. They probably don't.
Okay. So you're just mad because no good-looking guy wants to ask you out or be with you right now. So you're first. This is why you're single, because you're sitting there saying they probably don't have their head on their shoulders. And I'm like, kind of look who's talking. If they didn't have their head on their fucking shoulder, they'd probably be dead.
Let's just be fucking real. But they're all like staying inside. Like, what I'm trying to do is text a girlfriend and be like, hey, you know what? Instead of me cuddling into bed and binging.
This chick is moderately attractive. I'd date her. But her entitlement to dick is just what kills it.
All of Real Housewives. Let's go out. Because I'm just hoping that one day, like, I meet my husband, like, meet cute randomly. Like, I gotta go out and do that, right?
No. So instead of, like, sitting at home and binge watching Gilmore Girls and drinking boxed wine, you want to go out and find your future husband, blah, blah, blah. And, like, as a guy, I am so sick and tired of women putting on too much pressure for a guy to get married. It's like, when you're the one that benefits from it, I don't benefit shit from it. And it's like, here's the thing of it. Ladies, how would it feel if, like, a guy took you out on a date and he shoved a bacon cheeseburger down your throat and then immediately expected a blowjob afterwards. Like, dude, it's the first date. Calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, it just gets fucking better.
I have to like actually put myself out there. I have to actually do my makeup and like put on a cute outfit and do that.
Oh my god, you're acting shocked about that? It's called peacocking for the opposite sex. It's a thing. You want to act so shocked about it. Guys do the fucking same thing. They throw on some tactical soap, put on some clothes that flatter their body, you know, and they work on their confidence and their mojo and their A game, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, crazy concept.
Oh, I know, crazy concept that if you want to, you know, attract a mate, you got to put yourself out there. Like, oh my god.
But I have a fear that all of the good single 30-year-old men are doing the opposite.
Because we are. Because we know what we're worth, and if you don't want to pursue us because you're being brainwashed by modern day feminism, not my problem.
Because they are. They are. All right. Again, she's probably looking for the single men with the mark of the beast. The single men, the nice guys, well, they showed up when she was in high school and maybe a little bit in her early 20s.
Yep. Preach it. Preach it. All the nice guys that would have been good for her as a partner or suitable, etc. They showed up when she was younger and she turned them down because, oh, you're creepy and I just don't see you that way, you know. Like, men cannot play the whole, you come off as creepy so I don't want to fuck you. Because when women get rejected or told no, they lose their shit. Shocker, women don't like being told no either. I know that's a hard concept to imagine. Because when a woman gets told no, she's being told no, you're not sexy enough. And that fucking, that's a bust to your ego, you know, I get that. But, like, you shouldn't let that define you as a person or who you're dating, you know?
And she sent him packing. And now here she is in her car making videos.
That's what kills me about it. There were children dying of AIDS in Africa and starvation, and this poor white woman, wah, fuck off, is sitting in her car bitching about her first world problems like, oh my god, you guys.
About trying to organically find a single dude out there.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Probably one that's economically attractive.
It is what it is. Men are expected to pay for everything, so if you're a dude and you make that money and get your fucking hustle, you know what I'm saying? Money talks, bullshit walks.
At a minimum. All right, so I predict she's probably going to go through 2 to 4 more years of this, and then you're going to start seeing her settling or whittling down her list of.
That's what I'm saying. When women are put underneath all this pressure to be married and have kids before they're 40, and their time's running out and their options are running thin, women will settle for less, and you shouldn't have to settle. Maybe he's not the most attractive guy on the planet, but that makes him easier to pussy whip. Because when women and men realize how attractive they are and they realize their dating worth, you got a guy who's in his 40s and he's had a string of bad relationships with other women, and he sees a cute 20-year-old that's just perfect for him and they just click. You know what I'm saying? He's going to appreciate that more than all the women who rejected him. I'm just saying. And it doesn't do you any favors to focus on the people who don't want you and throw a fit on social media You know, oh, you're one to talk, Cobra. Fuck you. When I do it, I'm laughing at all the chicks who rejected me because that's 100% your loss.
Of her standards in these men.
And that's just it. You can't get mad at men for having standards when you have them too, because that makes you a hypocrite.
Until she gets to the point where she's 40 and she'll just take a dude with a job. Good luck with that. Let's finish this off.
Get out there. Please. Stop.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're getting mad because men will not put themselves out there, and as soon as we do try to put ourselves out there, it's weird. It's weird. He's a stalker. He's a creep. He's a da-da-da-da-da-da. This is why Rachel Ziegler is an insufferable fucking cunt. The modern day Snow White is supposed to be a modern day feminist movie. No problems with it. But it's like, okay, so if the prince pursues his princess, he's a creep and a stalker. If he doesn't pursue her, he's a fucking shallow pig who can't handle a strong woman, you know.
Ordering takeout by your fucking self and wait for me to be there with you to do it.
Oh, did she just say that? She did not just say that. So she's mad because a lot of guys would rather just order takeout and sit at home and bullshit. They don't want to put up with drama. They want simplicity and harmony in their life. And she's mad because they'd rather do that than put up with entitled women like this. Oh my God, imagine that. Wait till I'm there before you order takeout. And I'm just sitting here like, fuck you. If I want to order a 12-pack of nacho cheese Doritos Locos Taco Supremes with extra cheese, a couple of chalupas, or maybe a bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's or whatever, and pig out on it and sit at home and do my thing, then that's what I'm going to do. You don't get to tell me how to live my life. I'm sorry you can't find a good man in your area, and I hope it works out.
Okay? Fuck, literally, I don't...
And wait for it. Here come the femcell tears.
Probably gonna run into a douchebag.
Femcell tears.
Just drop the F-bomb. Real ladylike.
Oh, Terrence Pop, you got a sailor mouth. Come on, bud.
Now, I'm going to be honest. Back in the day, when I was out slinging seed like an old bird feeder, when I'd come across women that were, how shall we say, swearing like a sailor, a walking potty mouth, they went directly into the temporary...
And that's just your thing, Terrence Pop. Whatever, man. It's cool. You know, but I'm just saying, like, Terrence Pop's got a fucking sailor mouth. I've heard some of the shit him and Blake say on their streams. You know, like, what's going on, you insert, you know, clever fucking typical Terrence Pop dialogue thinking, you know. Me personally, I got a sailor mouth that would probably make Ozzy blush. So I'm not going to complain if a woman's cussing. At least she's not afraid to, like, just tell it like it is. So if you got a woman who cusses like a sailor, it's not going to be a deal breaker for me, man. That's all I'm saying.
Box or for entertainment purposes only, and that's it. Listen, image is important to a man. And
yes, an image is definitely important to women in that same aspect, Mr. Terrence Pop. And that's the thing of it. You got to stop giving a shit about what people think about you and just do you. If you're a good person, who gives a fuck what people think about you? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that complicated to figure out. The second you stop giving a shit about what people think about you and just be a good person and treat others the way you want to be treated, you know, your whole world's gonna fucking change.
if you're going to invite a woman into your life on a permanent basis who swears like a sailor, has a big stack of bodies to her name, and acts like a fool, it's not going to happen. And this is just my opinion, but I would also put women with tattoos in that same category. Now, I'm not talking the, like, a little tattoo.
I would disagree, man. Again, you got a chick who's covered in tattoos, but she finds a dude who's also covered in tattoos, and it just works out, you know?
Tattoo on the ankle or on the arm or a small one on their chest.
For me, it's not a deal breaker, to be honest. Chicks with tattoos are sweet.
Somewhere. That's not a big deal. I'm talking about women who have tattoos where you can see them, wizard sleeves, you know, because if they have a wizard sleeve above, there's a wizard sleeve below that's been ran through. Just rule of thumb here. Oh my God, I'm gonna get a walkthrough. That's all I can say. Let's see what we got here.
The only thing I'm gonna be doing.
Oh, here we are. This British chick right here, yeah? You fucking minging little cunt. Life with Lola 24 posted a New Year's Eve video on 2023/12/31. And when you hear how she talks, it's like, who hurt you? Who hurt you? Okay, let's see what Miss Life with Lola has to say.
At 12 o'clock tonight is kicking any man away that tries to come near me. You're not going to ruin my year on day one, my love. You're not doing it this year. So, no New Year's kiss. I've got a husband.
Oh, if you don't want to kiss anyone, that's fine, you know. You don't gotta kiss anyone on New Year's Eve. It's your body, it's your right, you know. Calm the fuck down, man. So fucking angry. They are so fucking angry, YouTube. I'm already doing a video response to it, so we repeated the window that I currently have open. I pulled up YouTube again because I need the assistance of my favorite clock tower to run this next bit. Yeah, Big Ben. Down, down, down. Your mom's so bloody British, she uses Big Ben as her alarm clock. Give her a listen. Yeah, let's go.
And yeah, he's invisible, but here we are. So, if you see me out tonight, don't approach me, because you get one of them, mate.
She really said that. Like, if you approach her, she's gonna give you a knuckle sandwich. Jesus Christ, honey. Who lit the fuse on your tampon? Good Lord. So you heard her correctly on 2024 on New Year's Eve. If you're a bloke and you try to approach her, she'll punch you in the fucking face. Jesus Christ, could you imagine if men had this attitude? You know, they would be arrested for assault, like, so quickly, dude, because you're not allowed to hit women if you're a dude. And rightfully so, because it's messed up. You know? Like, this chick's on here on her TikTok page, like, oh, if you approach her on New Year's Eve, she'll give you a knuckle sandwich. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, you're so big and bad. I'm shaking in my jeans. What's the matter, missus? Let's have a peek at your knickers. You want to see my Big Ben? Want to go for a pint, love? You like guitar players? Because I'd love to finger your G-string. Wow. Oh, come on, missus, have a pint. Why are you being a stuffy cunt about it? Life with Lola 24 on like New Year's Eve of last year, 23, turning to 2024, etc., what have you. She's like, oh, if you approach me, I'll give you one of these. Oh, you're so big and bad.
Straight to the face. With that ring on.
Oh, that ring on? Like, that's cute. What about this ring right here? Or like this ring right here? Okay, like, that's how you get an assault charge, missus. You're so fucking angry because you can't find a good man that you're willing to hit them if they approach you. That's not very healthy. You know, if men had that same attitude this chick had, you'd never hear the end of it. Like, oh, look at these incel men and they're fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not scaring anyone, love. You're not. Who crapped on your crumpets, missus? You having a sour day? Oh. Well, let me just take the tip of my dick and wipe your femcel tears away with it. Whip it out and be like, here you go, let me dry your tears with it. Let me dry your tears with a $100 bill on the head of my dick. Let me dry your femcel tears with the head of my dick. You're screaming, fuck the patriarchy, and I'm like, well, if you want to fuck the patriarchy, start sucking it and see where it goes. You can't expect men to care about women's rights if you're constantly simp shaming them for it, and then while screaming that it's all about women's rights and fuck everyone else. You know, that's not very fair, is it? Well,
You'll be out like a light.
oh yeah, I'd like to see you try it. I would like to fucking see you try it. If men are violent creatures of habit, one would think you shouldn't bite the hand that feeds. And you expect the men to pay for everything, but you'll hit them and blame them for everything. That's not very nice. And honestly, I think domestic abuse is absolute shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, women and men shouldn't hit each other, but it's only called out when men do it. If a woman hits you, you shouldn't have pissed her off, bud. You want to see her titties? You know, like, women will do shit like that when they know they're losing the argument. They try to use sex to... Women will weaponize sex when it conveniently fits their narrative, while complaining that women are overly sexualized. And I'm like, well, have fun with that.
Sure, Dan.
The Western world is now far below replacement level. And at some point,
And I think that women should not be over-sexualized, period. You know, that's just my opinion. Like, women should not be overly sexualized in our society. And at the same time, you shouldn't complain when you weaponize it to your advantage and then complain because it doesn't fit your narrative. You know? Like, oh, gender doesn't exist. But if you mislabel my gender pronouns, you're a bigot.
we are going to have a top-heavy tree of old, used-up horse. And I can guarantee you, as soon as they get old and used up, they're going to go back to playing the victim.
It is what it is. When they realize that modern day feminism has failed them and that all it does is spread toxic lies, that modern day feminism is pretty much like the Andrew Tate equivalent of spreading toxic lies to men, it's gonna hit like a train, dude. Because all these washed up hags who don't have any kids, all these washed up hags who don't have any kids, they can't find a man, and they're just miserable. So they spread that misery by fucking giving the younger generation bullshit information and bullshit advice. So when they go through the same struggle, it continues the cycle. And this is very much true for like the Andrew Tates and like modern day feminism, you know.
You're not going to hear any of this strong and independent talk, and it's going to implode.
And when you realize that Cobra's right and that my trolls have an unhealthy obsession with bullying him, my trolls love to give me shit about my drinking. Like, you can't go 3 days without drinking, and I'm just sitting here like, yeah, well, you can't go, like, 1 day without texting Cobra. And, like, I don't go out of my way to harass my trolls. If they have addictions and vices in their life, that's their problem. If my YouTube trolls had a puff of their own, I wouldn't bully them for losing him. I'd be like, you know what, I'm sorry you're going through that, because losing a pet sucks. That's just my opinion.
And I can't wait to see it. I hope I live that long. I really do. I know I'm on the 65 and out plan. Well, so hopefully it comes a little sooner than later. But oh my lord. What a cluster goat screw these ladies have set for themselves.
You friend zone every nice guy that gives you a chance and tries to show you that not all guys are pigs. And then bitch because every guy you date's a fucking asshole. You're contributing to your own fucking problem.
They really have. Now, for those of you that watch the show on the regular, you know that I have a mother and she's in a rest home now.
Yeah, I got to this point in the video and I had to pause it because that's rough. Terrence Pop's mother is in the hospital, nursing home kind of thing, you know. Like, hospitals and nursing homes are pretty much the same thing, you know, to a point, and it's just part of getting older and it sucks. And I hope Terrence Pop's mom lives a long life and her health improves. Because watching this segment just got me in my feelers, I'm not gonna lie.
She is fading fast. She's 79. And she spent about half her life smoking.
You know, I feel that. My buddy Walt, he died when he was 73. And Walt smoked like a chimney. You think, okay, like, Walt loves cigarettes as much as I love alcohol. He'd fire one up every couple of minutes, and, you know, my buddy Walt's a Vietnam veteran, and he contracted Agent Orange fighting for our country, and towards the end of his life, when he got to the point where Walt didn't even want a cigarette, that's when I started going, okay, there's some fuckery going on here. I did not go to Walt's funeral because I did not want to make his daughter feel uncomfortable with me being there, but I was able to say goodbye to him. I remember the night too, like Walt's laying in bed, and I ordered Wendy's, and I had some alcohol, and me and his wife and him were just pigging out on fast food. It was just like any ordinary, normal day. Like, Josh cares, and, you know, I've often said that taking care of Angie and Walt is more important than any sort of relationship that I might have with other people involved in the situation, because I have mad respect for my elders. And Walt was a sniper for the military. And I miss him. It's hard. Like, and like, it wasn't about anyone noticing me or like rewarding me for my good deed. It was about being a good person and helping out people that I care about. You know, like Walt ran out of dog food for his dogs. I wouldn't even like question it. I'd be like, I love dogs, and your dogs are a member of my pack. And I just order it. Wouldn't even think about it. You know.
You know, 2 packs a day-ish of a brand called Territons back in the day. It's just a vile, disgusting habit.
It is. Smoking is a disgusting habit. I'm not trying to dog on Walt, but you know, Walt's smoker's cough. Watching him like hacking up a lung, all the smoking he did. You know, it was like, then he'd ask me for a cigarette. It's just like, I'm not gonna tell him no because he served our country, but and because I smoke too, so that make me a massive hypocrite. But myself, I don't go through a pack of cigarettes. Like I can go through a pack of smokes in like 3 to 4 days. I'm not a heavy smoker by any sense of the word, but my YouTube fans bought me this pack of cigarettes, and I'm like crushing it.
Never.
And that's the thing of it. Everyone around Walt smokes. You know, you want to get mad at me because my trolls will do anything to try to paint me in like this evil light, and it's like my trolls don't even know what I'm about. You know.
Worked out, and if I was not on the scene, my mother would have passed away a long time ago.
And that is fucking horrible to hear. If I build my clock tower dream house, I refuse to put my parents into a rest home. There's nothing wrong with nursing homes. I know they come with like a stigma, you know what I'm saying? But like, if I got good money towards that part of my life, then I'll do what I can, you know. If it gets so bad they have to be in one, then so be it. That's just life. But it is what it is.
Probably from self-neglect.
Because the way I see it, I owe my family for the way they take care of me, you know. I'm so grateful for the family that I have. I get to have this amazing YouTube fame and the awesomest family ever. That's why my trolls are mad, because they've got family issues, they can't get laid, or whatever. Their life sucks, so they take it out on Josh.
Because if that didn't happen and I wasn't around, she would be living in the street. Once, you know, my grandmother and grandfather passed away, my mother didn't have anyone except me and my younger sister. And I'm going to be honest, my younger sister would probably not come out of pocket or go above and beyond in regards to our mother.
And that's fucking sad to hear. I would do anything for my parents if I could. You know, if my parents got to be too old, I would do anything to keep them safe and alive and healthy and happy, you know.
And I'm just making this from an observation because I grew up with her. I know how she is. It is what it is. But there's a lot of women out there who are like, oh, I don't need any kids. I don't need any family. I don't need a man.
And they're saying that, but like their actions speak louder than their words. If women did not need a man in their life, they wouldn't be bitching about it on TikTok because they're single.
Need a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Just wait till you are smack dab in the middle of boxed wine and Catland.
I like Jessica Boyle. Yeah, Jessica Boyle is smack dab in the middle of boxed wine and Catland. Jessica Boyle has hit boxed wine and Catland at full speed, my friends. She's got 8 cats that she can't afford to take care of. Her parents are forced to help her take care of it. She treats her parents like crap. She's got no kids, no job, no future. She's just miserable and mentally insane. And it's sad to watch, but it's also funny at the same time. Like, oh, you missed the dick. Because Cobra's just that amazing. Should have thought about that before you started acting like a cunt.
Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop.
It is going to be glorious. Anyway, I hope you like
It is glorious.
this shooting fish in the barrel show.
Cheers to you, Pops. That's what's up.
I'll talk to you later. Out.
One would think, because you know how Jessica Boyle is. She's like, you're the best boyfriend I've ever had, Josh. Okay, so one would think maybe, I need to work on myself so I don't lose having the best thing I have. Like, the mental disconnect Jessica Boyle has is beyond fucking sad. Like, women get sick and tired of being accused of nagging, but you're so quick to accuse a man of mansplaining. It really is just treat others the way you want to be treated. I could find a way better chick than Jessica Boyle. A lot of my fangirls would see all the shit I put up with her, and they're like, you know what? I got way prettier fangirls, and when they sit there, when they sit there and see all the crap I put up with because of Jessica Boyle, they're like, I would treat Josh 1,000 times better. She doesn't know how lucky she has it. Because the second I broke up with Jessica Boyle, all my fangirls came out of the woodwork. They're like, Josh. And I'm like, I appreciate my fangirls, but can I breathe? I just got out of a toxic relationship. Goddamn. The sound of Big Ben chiming off. Majestic.